Okay. Yeah. So guys, I have started the recording. So just a quick recap. A lot of people have joined in late. So the session for today is array list. So as I said in Java, array list is like we have array in a similar fashion. We have array list, but for array list we are not defining a size. Now when you click on array list, let's say I'm clicking on array list. So we can see array list is extending abstract list and it is implementing list, right? So yesterday we had a session for introduction to collections framework, right? Wherein we saw different interfaces and different interfaces extending those interfaces and classes implementing those interfaces. So array list is a class, and it is implementing list interface. Okay, it is implementing list interface. So quickly, this is an array list and the variable name of array list is list. Now, why do we use array list? We have to store a particular element in array list. So we can use, okay guys, people are still joining in. Anyways, so what we can do is now we'll quickly start. So now, what are the things which we can do in array list? Okay, so first what we'll do is we'll add particular elements into array. We'll add a particular element. So I'll say list dot add. So we have an inbuilt method, right? List dot add. This will say you can add an element into list. So I'll say Ajay. Okay, my name is Ajay. So let's say I'll add Ajay. Simple. Using this, you can add a particular element into list. So list dot add. I'll say Ajay. Okay, then I'll say list dot add. Okay, and I'll name a person as ABC. Let's say I'm adding a person ABC. Again, I can say list dot add, and I can add, let's say, XYZ. Okay. So now what I have done is I have added 3 elements into my list. And what I can do is, okay, so this is adding element in list. Simple. I have added the element in list. Next, if I want to print your entire list, I'm not talking about an individual element, guys. I am talking to print my entire list. So I'll say print entire list. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll simply use system.out.println. And what is the name of my variable? Name of my variable is list. Name of my variable is list. I'll just simply print. Okay. Now let's see if I try to run this particular code. Let's see what happens. So I'll run this code. Okay. What's happening? So run this Java application. What's wrong with this console? Okay, guys. So I'm not calling this particular method, right? I've created a method as public void array list, and I'm not calling that method from my main. Okay, the execution in Java starts from main, and there is nothing to print for this Java. That's why there is nothing gets printed. Okay, so I was actually wondering that what's happening and it's running or not. Okay, so I'll call array list. Now when I try to run this, it's printing you the list. It will print you the entire list. So in this particular list, if you see, I'm not talking about specific element, Ajay, ABC, and XYZ. These are the elements, right? But we are printing the entire list. We are printing the entire list. So in order to print an entire list, we can use system.out.println, and you can pass the variable of that particular list. Okay, guys, this is clear. Now this was simple declaring.
Can we add any numbers?
Yes. Okay. So what we have done is, let's assume if you are declaring an array list for integer. Okay. If your plan is to store IDs, let's say if your plan is to store IDs. So what you can do is you can create an array list of integer. You can create an array list of integer and you can add integers in that. So we'll see string and then we can see integer as well. Okay. Now, This we have printed list, but let's assume we want to print all the elements of those particular array. I want to print elements of my array list. Now, how can I print elements? So there are lot many methods to print array, to print the elements of an array list. So first method is you can use iterator. Now, what is iterator? The same way like we have for loop, right? Why do we use for loop? We use for loop to traverse. We use for loop for traversing, right? To traverse, and then we can access each and every element based on the indexes. So in the similar fashion, we have iterator. So we can create a reference of iterator. So it can be anything, itr, or you can also write iterator is equal to new. You can define. Okay, so we have the variable list, right? So it should be list dot, I'll say iterator. Okay. Again, let me see if there is anything which needs to be imported over here. Okay, so if you get any error like iterator, you can just import iterator from java.util. Guys, always make sure that you import from java.util, because all this collections framework package is coming from java.util package. So now I have imported it. Okay, here you will get java.util.iterator. So what happened is I have created an object of iterator and I'm pointing it to list.iterator. Simple. Now using this iterator, what I'll say is, using this iterator, I will try to loop. So I'll say while. So guys, when you see while and when you take the take the help of this Eclipse, it's giving you an option: iterate with an enumeration, iterate with an iterator, or while loop with condition. So let's say iterate with an iterator. So even if you don't have this option, you can simply write, what we can do is, while we have this iterator, right? So iterator dot has next. What is has next? Has next will return you a boolean. So whenever there is a next element present in this particular list, it will return you true. Okay, it will return true if the iteration has more elements. And whenever there is an element present, you can access that particular element and you can print it. So what I'll do is, I just have to print. Okay, so I'll not use these many things. I will simply say print. So I'll just say my variable is iterator, right? Iterator dot next. Okay, I'll simply say iterator dot next. Let me see if this is working. Okay, so initially I had printed Ajay, ABC, XYZ, the entire list, right? Now what I'm trying to print is, I'm trying to print individual element in this particular array. I'm trying to print individual elements. So using this, you can print individual elements. So this can be used, print elements. Okay, this can be used to print elements. Now let's see, this is one way of printing elements. Okay, now let's see, I want to print elements. Let's say I'll say using iterator, right? That was printing elements using iterator. Now I'll say printing elements using for each loop. Okay, so we already have the list, right? We already have the list. Now when I say for each, so in the last, if you see for each, so for each we are declaring a variable string, and the data type of this is string because we have all the elements of string in this particular list. Okay, when you have the data type of this list as an integer, you can use over here integer and you can define a variable. So what I'm trying to say is, here what I'm trying to say is, for each element, right? For each element in this list, store the element in string and then I'll just print string. I'll just print string. Okay, so what it will do is, it will go to the list. Okay, it will go to the list. It will see, okay, so the first element in the list is Ajay. Okay, now it will give this value to string. For each means for each of the elements. Okay, for each of the elements. So what it will do is, it will go to this list. It will come here. It will see the elements, right? We have these elements, right, in the list. So it will pick up the first element. It will say, okay, this is the first element. Give this element to string. Okay, so now this particular value is available in string and I can print this value. Okay, once this is printed, again, it will go back to the list. Again, it will go back to the list and it will say, okay, let me check if there is any next element. So it will see Okay, there is one more element. It will give this value to string and I can print string. This can be anything, guys. Okay, this can be anything. X, Y, Z. Okay, so sometimes what happens, people get confused, like the variable name is also string, the class name is also string, data type is also string. So this can be anything, right? This is just a variable. In a similar fashion, like we have integer I. Okay, so this can be I, this can be J, this can be K, anything, right? In a similar fashion, this can be anything. Okay, so when I print this now, when I run this again, so Ajay ABC XYZ and then Ajay ABC XYZ, because we have trying to print multiple times. Okay, so here I'll just simply say and printing using each for each loop. For each loop. Okay. Printing using iterator. Okay. Simple, guys. So when you print using iterator, and you can print using for each loop. Okay. So one more thing which we can do is we can keep this over here so that each and every time when the loop runs, it doesn't get printed. Okay. So guys, we saw two things. How do we traverse through an array list, and how do you print a specific element? Okay. So this was iterating. Now, one more thing, we can also use a for loop. I'll show you for loop as well. And apart from for loop, also there are a couple of more methods as well. Right? There are a couple of more methods to print. But let's see one by one. So next method I'll try to show you is get and set for array list. Okay. So as of now, what we have done is we have declared. This is a declaration part. Okay. We have declared an array list, and we have added element into list, and we have printed those particular element. Okay, so guys, when you print this element, and after that, again, you can simply add and say, I'm adding nothing. I'm adding nothing. And when I print this particular statement again, it will just append at the last line. So it will be added. One more element will be added. Nothing. So this was printed earlier. Then I added one more element, and now it is at the. And one more thing, in terms of location, right? So we have seen already, right? The indexes start from 0, right? So when I say list.add at the 0th location, what do we have? We have 0th location, we have Ajay. At the first location, we have ABC. At the second location, we have XYZ, and so on. Okay. Now we'll see how do you get, and so there are two methods which are available in array list. Okay. There are two methods which are available in array list. Now let's say here I am printing the entire array list. Okay. In this line, I'm printing entire array list, and this line, using this for loop or while loop, I'm printing each of the elements of list. Let's assume I do not want to print each of the elements, and I want to get a specific element. Let's say the element at the 0th location, at the 0th index, or at the first index. I want to get an element at the 0th or at the first index. So what I'll do is I can simply say system.out.println, let's say element at 0 index is. Okay. And what I'll do is, what is the name of my variable? List, right? The name of my array list is list. I'll say get. It's saying get integer index. When you see this particular method, guys, it is a method get, and it is expecting an index of type integer. So it is saying give me an integer value. Okay. So what I'll do is, let's say I want to get a value at the 0th location. Now, what will this print? This will print you element at 0 index is Ajay. Clear, guys? So when I have an array list, so at the 0th location, the basic fundamental remains the same, guys. Okay. So at the 0th location, we have Ajay. At the first location, we have ABC, then XYZ, then nothing, right? So in a similar fashion, if I say 1, and if I try to print this, okay. If I say 1, and if I try to print this, 1 second, yes. And when I try to print this, it will say, oh, what is saying? It is saying ABC. Okay, guys. Okay. So this was your getting, like how do you get? So guys, last time also I explained you the getters and setters, right? In variables also we create getters and setters. And why do we need that? Because if you don't want to give access directly to your variable, we use getters and setters. And in terms of array list also, we directly have a method as get and set. Now let's say at the 0th location, at the first location, what the value we have is ABC. Okay. The first location, the value we have is ABC. Actually, this is the element of 0 index. This is showing wrong because this is hard coded, right? I have written this manually. So you can say element at index. Okay, like this. Now at the first location, it is ABC. Let's say I want to update this particular value. I want to, so usual way to add is, I can say list dot add. Okay. I can say list dot add and you can provide here nothing one. Okay. This is adding, right? But now what I want to do is I don't want to add. Let's say I have already added ABC. Now I want to update it. So I can say, what is the name? It says list dot set. So, okay. So it says list dot set. Now, see guys, when we were using get, so the get method is expecting only one parameter, that is index, because we don't need any other parameter, right? You just give me the index and I'll give you the value. Simple. But when we are using set, so set is expecting two parameters. One is index and the second one, it says element. So you have to specify the index of type integer, and then you have to also have to pass an element of type string. So what I'll say is, now which particular index I want to update? Let's say I want to update index of 1. Okay, I want to update index of 1, and the element, what exactly I want now is, the earlier it was ABC, right? Earlier it was ABC. Now I will say it is ABC1. Okay, simple. So the earlier at the first location, the element was ABC. Now I'm trying to say at the first location, I want to update element as ABC1. Now when I run this, okay, so we'll have to print this. Let's say print this line again. Okay, let's print this line again. See. So guys, initially it was printing element at index is ABC. Okay, that was the earlier value. And then what I did is I tried to update, and now it's showing ABC1. Now it is showing ABC1 because we have used set method and we have updated the value of that particular element. Okay, guys.
This is the value overridden?
Yes, overriding. Now there is no value of ABC. The reason why this is printing over here, because before updating, we have printed this particular line, and that is why it is printing ABC. But after this line, it has overridden that particular element. Now let's see. What I'll do is I'll print the entire thing. How do you print the entire list? Just pass the list. Okay, pass the list. Now what do we have? We have Ajay, we have ABC1. So earlier we had Ajay, we have ABC, right? Now we have Ajay, we have ABC1, XYZ, nothing, and nothing 1. Okay, so it is overriding. Now that particular element is no more present in your list, ABC. Okay. Okay, so now we have seen get and set. Now what more we can see? We have next topic is sorting. Okay, now if I see, first let me check if my list is already sorted or no. Ajay, ABC. Okay, it's not sorted. Okay, so what I'll do is, let's assume that you have already your list is ready, right? Your list is ready, and now you want to sort that particular list. So for sorting, we will use this function, right? We already have.
Ajay, I have quick question. Quick question.
Yes.
Can you go up little bit up? Just you declare variable I is equal to 10. So, but I'm just curious about this I. Like I didn't see anywhere.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah. So guys, yeah. So this particular variable in this particular session has no reference. What I was trying to say is, how do we declare an variable and of type integer, right? So what we say is the data type and the variable name, right? So while explaining array list, I was using this reference of integer I. Okay, while explaining array list, I was just using this reference of integer I. So in a similar fashion, the way we have declared over here, we have to declare over here that we are creating a variable. So the name of the variable is list, okay, and it is an array list, and the data type for that particular is string. So this has actually no significance.
Okay.
I was trying to
You
say
just declare a variable here and
yes,
just
yes, and
reference
we
for
have assigned
reference.
this is of no use for this session, okay?
Yeah, that's why I'm confused.
We are dealing
Okay.
we are dealing with list,
Yeah.
array list, okay?
Okay. Got
Yeah, so guys, wherever we were actually, we saw list.get and set method. So now, okay, sorting, yeah. So we were actually on sorting. So what I'll say is, for sorting, we have an inbuilt collections class. So let's say collections, right? And collections.sort method, there is a sort, okay? See this method. And this is expecting a list. So initially it would be like this, okay? When I say sort, it says the method sort is of type collections, and it is expecting a list. So you can just specify your variable of the array list. Okay, you can just specify the variable of your array list. This will sort your list. This will sort your list. Now this list is sorted one. Now, how do you print this again? How do you print this? Simple, right? There are various ways. You can use iterator, you can use for each, right? Let's see for each. Okay, then I will say string, simple. Let's run. Okay, can you see this? This is the latest code. I will actually have to use some lines so that it's easier to understand. After sorting, so after sorting, it says ABC1, Ajay, nothing 1, and then XYZ. This is after sorting. Okay, guys. So what we did is, we have list, we have all the elements which are present in this list. Okay, and we are just using collection.sort. Sort is a method, right? Now, if you see java.util.collections, this has a sort, and this particular method is expecting a variable, and in this variable you can pass an variable of an array list. So whatever list you have, right? Whatever array list variable you have, it can be anything. It can be XYZ, ABC, or list, or sorted array list, or list array, anything. You can pass it over here, and it will return you the sorted list. Okay, now guys, there are also a couple of more methods for iterating an element in Java. So we have already seen iterator, right? We have seen iterator, we have seen for each loop. I'll show you by a for loop, okay? Because for loop is one of the methods which everyone is quite comfortable of. So what we'll do is, let's use for loop so that everyone gets an idea. So I'll say, okay, so I'll printing all the elements using for loop. Okay, I'll use for loop. Okay, I'll use for loop. So again, for loop, I think everyone knows for loop now, as of now. So what's the name of the variable? The array list. We have list, right? And we have a inbuilt method. So how do we get the size? List.size. Okay, we have a method list.size. Simple. And then what I'll do is I'll print this. Now, as I explained to you earlier, how do you get a specific element of an array list? How do you get a specific element of an array list? See here, list.get I, right? List.get I. So here we were passing a hard-coded I, but here what we will do is we'll simply pass the variable. We'll simply pass the variable list.get I. Now when I print this, so printing all the elements using for loop, it is ABC1, Ajay, nothing 1, and XYZ. Okay, so this is printing using for loop. So guys, see, there are a couple of methods. What I have shown you using iterator, I have shown you using for each loop, I have shown you using, this one is a for loop, right? So let me just write it down, using for loop. Okay, now you can say there are other methods as well. So there are list iterator interface, and for each remaining method. So there are more methods as well which you can practice. But as I have seen, these are most of the commonly used methods. First one is the iterator. It's quite simple. Just define an element of iterator, and you have to apply iterator on which array list. Just pass the variable dot iterator and use this has next method. Simple. Then the other one is we have for each loop. This is again simple. Just define for each loop, and for each of the element in this particular list, print that particular element. And then this is our default method, which we have used multiple times before as well, for loop. So just use for, we have already have size as a method. The way we have array.length, right? In a similar fashion, we have list.size. Okay, list.size, and you can print list.getI. Okay, guys. Now, what's next? We have, okay. So guys, we have seen update of an element, right? But now let's assume if you want to add a particular element at a specific location, okay? Add a particular element at a specific location. So we already have list, right? We already have list with us. So normal add would work like this, list.add, I'll say something. This is normal add. This will do what? This will add this particular element in the last, okay? But let's say this is my list, ABC1, Ajay, nothing. After ABC1, I want to print BBC1, let's say. After ABC1, I want BBC1. So I'll say, what I'll say list.add. I'll simply say add, but I'll use a second method that is using an index. Okay, so I'll say at the first location, I want BBC1. Okay, and then I'll use this method simply to print. Okay, and then I'll say adding in specific location. Let's run this. So now what has happened is ABC1, okay, and BBC1, then Ajay, then nothing one, XYZ something. Okay. So guys, can you see this? Earlier it was ABC1, then Ajay, then nothing, right? Now it is ABC1, and after ABC1, BBC1, it has been inserted over there, right? It has been inserted.
Yeah, it means updated. Yeah.
No, the list is updated, but the element is not updated. Element is inserted.
Okay, okay.
Okay. When you update, guys, we saw over here, right? We saw this set method, right? This is an update. There is already an element present at the first location, and it is updating that particular element. But in this case, it is not updating.
It was inserting. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
In this case also, at the location 1, there is an element present. Okay, guys? There is already an element present, that is Ajay. Ajay was already present at this location.
Okay,
but
first position is Ajay is present. Okay.
Yeah, but it inserted, and now Ajay has moved a step down.
Yeah.
Hey Ajay,
Yes.
do you have any notes to read? Only I know you sent the video also. So, but you have something to read from somewhere, so making a good note or understanding.
Oh, no. Okay, let's discuss it at the end of the call. Okay, we'll take this offline, or we'll discuss it. Let's cover the topic. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Sure.
you.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, we were actually discussing something. So what was the topic? So yeah, so what I was saying is when I add, so this is clear, right? When I say add at first location, it will not update, it will insert something into the list. Okay, now this is clear. Now moving ahead. So now what next do we have? So we have seen addition. Okay, so this is adding a simple element. So now, okay, let me print my list again. Let me see what all do I have. It has been a long list now. So this is my final list. Okay, guys. This is my final list. Okay. So when I say list dot add, we have seen this. Just for a sec, I'll show you. And when I say something, I'll say this. Okay. So it goes in the end. Now here. Okay. Now let's just imagine that you already have your list. Okay, you are working on something, and then there is another class, or maybe there is something. There is a different list. Okay, there is a different list, and what you want to do is now you want to combine the elements of that list into your own list. Okay. So now you want to combine the element of that particular list into your list. So let's imagine this is my list. Okay. This is my list. Okay. Now let's say there is some other list. There is some other list and it has an element. Element would be like, so let's say it has A, comma, B, comma, C. Simple. Okay. Now what can I do is the naive approach would be I'll say list.add. Okay. I'll say list.add A. Then I'll say list.add B. Then I'll say list.add C. Right. But instead of adding each and particular element into my list, what I'll say is there's a provision wherein we can add the entire list into my list. Okay, I can add an entire array list to my array list. Let's say, now let's just imagine we have an array list. Okay, we have an array list of type string, right? We had an array list of type string. Okay, so I'll say E is my string. And what should be here? Here should be the name of the variable. So the name of the variable is, let's say list. The earlier one was list. I'll say list1 is equals to new. I'll say array list. Simple. So what I've done is over here is I have created a new variable of array list. I have created a new variable of array list, and I'm saying earlier I had a variable as list. Now I'll create a new variable as array list 2. List 2, which would be a new array list. Okay. What is the string class represent?
Bracket you are forgetting. Bracket you are forgetting.
There's something missing in terms of bracket, I guess. Array list, I'll say string, and this is list 2. List 2. Okay, this is working fine. Is equals to new array list. Okay. Oh, guys, I am actually. Okay, there was no bracket. Okay, so array list, and we can say array list list 2. So list 2 is my new array. Okay, and now I'll add some element into list 2. I'll add some element into list 2, not the original list. I will add it in list 2. I'll say, let's say I have element Vijay. Okay, so my list 1 contains something. This is my list 1, right? This is my list 1, and I'm adding something now to list 2. Okay, and then I'll add say list 2 dot add, and I'll say Yamaha. Okay, now if I want this particular list to be added in my original list, so instead of adding each element, what I'll do is I'll use a method. So this is my main list, right? This is my original list. I'll say add, and if you see, there is an add all method. There is an add. If you write add all, there is an add all method. Okay. Now add all. What this particular method will do? It will add all the elements. It will add all the elements from the list which you have provided now, list 2, into this particular list. Okay. What this particular add all will do? Let's see. So this is appending. This is appending all of the elements in the specified collection. So add all. What is the role of add all method? It will say it will get all the elements of list 2, and then it will append this particular elements into my main list, which is over here. And now when I say I want to print my list, okay, I want to print my list. See, Yamaha Vijay. Okay. So if we have multiple lists, you can say this is a merging of list or something, like any name you can give, but I would say in a simpler way, when you have a list, when you have 2 lists, and if you want to add elements of one list to another list, you can simply use this add all method. We can also do this vice versa, right? Instead of adding into list, what I can do is I can add all the elements of my list to this particular list. Okay, so this is add all method. Okay, now there's one more thing, guys. Let's assume if we want to add, okay, we want to add, but there's some rules in adding. As of now, what it is doing is it is appending in the end, right? It is appending in the end. So let's say if I want to add an element, but it should be like, let's say here, right? After ABC1, I don't want BBC1. After ABC1, I want Yamaha Vijay, and then it should be BBC1. Okay. After ABC1, I want Yamaha Vijay and then BBC1. So let's, sorry, not this. Let's not use this method. What I'll do is I'll say, again, I'll say list dot add all. Okay. Again, the second method. As I said, for updating in terms of insertion, we have to pass index. So I'll say 1. And what is my list? It is list 2. Sorry, list 2. Okay. So now what I'm trying to say, guys, this is not updating the existing element of first location. Okay. This won't update. I'm saying add all at the first location. So from the first location, you add all the elements which are present in this particular list 2. Now, when I say print, see guys, it's saying ABC1, and then it is printing Vijay and then Yamaha. These are the elements which are present in list 2. Okay, it is printing Vijay, and then where's the list? Okay, so we have
Vijay is in list 2.
Yes, we have said Vijay. So it has added Vijay into this particular location 1. It has added Vijay into this particular location 1. Okay. Now, this was adding an element into a specific location. This was adding an element into a specific location, or if you use this particular method, this one, list.add, this is adding an element. This is, I would say, this is an appending an element to the end. This is appending an element to the end. Okay. Now, let's say we have seen addition of certain elements. Now, there are cases when you want to remove any of the elements from the list. Let's say you want to remove.
Ajay, one question.
Hello. Yes.
If you do not mention the type specifier in the list 2 declaration, right? Does it allow for the addition of integers?
Yeah. So basically, in non-generic way, this is the, so basically in array list also, right? So earlier, if you see, earlier it was possible wherein you do not specify the data types. Wherein you do not specify the data type. Though that was actually a concept of non-generic. So non-generic, how do we write? Like this. See. So we say array list. Now if you use the inbuilt method, it will ask you for data types. But if you say array list and I say ABC is equal to new array list, it is again asking like this. This was the earlier method. So earlier, this is called as a non-generic array list. I would say non-generic array list. So guys, this is a non-generic array list, and when you add elements into non-generic as well, this will work. But what happens is, let's assume you have added a couple of elements into this particular list ABC. Okay. Now, Java does not know that which type of element you are adding into ABC. We are not sure of the data type. So because we haven't specified any data types. Okay. So when you say ABC and you add string, and then you can use ABC and then you can add integer. Okay. And then going forward, let's assume if you want to store all the variables of this particular ABC into a string. Okay. You want to store all the variables of ABC into a string. And then if there is a variable of type integer, then it would be difficult, right? Or let's assume we have string and integer and character combination. And if you want to store the variables of type into an integer, then again, it would be difficult, right? Because Java does not know which type of variable we have stored. So this might give you some runtime error. This might give you some runtime error. And that's the reason Java has come up with this generic array list. So in terms of generic, what happens is we define the type. We define type, like which particular data type you want to store in this particular list.
So Ajay, there is a list.addAll, right? So in the list.addAll, can we add this type of list then which is having integer and string, So will that integer get added as a string inside that list, or is it different? It will not work.
Let's see. Okay, guys, there's one more thing. If you see, I actually missed one point. So when I was trying to print this system.out.println list, what we did is we have added list 2, and Vijay was actually getting printed over here, right? And Yamaha was getting printed over here. So this, the reason behind this is because this was list, right? Instead of using list 2, I have used list over here. Okay. When I say list 2, now if you see Vijay and Yamaha are over here. Are you getting my point? I am adding all
Yes, sir.
of list 2 at this particular location 1. So what I was expecting is, I was expecting that list 2 elements, that is Vijay and Yamaha, should have appeared over here. Okay. But only Vijay was appearing over here and Yamaha was appearing at the end. Okay. And the reason behind that was because I was adding Yamaha into list and not list 2. Okay. Yeah. So the other thing is, if we say, let's say we have list, let's say we have list 3. Let me create one new list. Okay. So how do you create one new list? Simple, list 3. Okay. So you are saying, let me, okay. So you are saying even in this list, if I add an integer, list 2. Okay. So you are trying to say that even if we add an integer and then if we use add all, let's see if, when you are using add, see what is saying. The method add integer string in the type array list of string is not applicable. Okay. This is with the help of generic.
No. So sorry, you have the non-generic list declaration, right? If you declare a list like that, and if you are adding both a string and an integer into that list, and if you are bringing that list and adding here,
yes, that would get added. See guys, when you add, so there is no data type, right? So when you keep on adding, it will keep on updating, it will keep on adding. But when the problem will occur when you are actually trying to store all the elements from that list, right? Now we have used for loop, right? For each this thing, let's see. For each, where is that particular code? Printing a tab, list, iterator. This thing, let's see this. So now what I'm trying to say is, for each of the elements in list, I'm storing that particular element into string. Okay. Now, since I haven't defined the data types, this particular list can contain integer, string, character, boolean, anything, right? And I'm planning to store these values into string. This might give you some runtime error. And that is the reason why we use data types definition while creating an array list, so that we have a specific data type for each list. Are you getting what are the disadvantages if we do not have data types? So this particular list can have, when you keep on adding, right? When you keep on adding, if you add integer, it will add. If you add string, it will add, right? But when you add, when you try to use for loop, or when you try to access each element, and when you want to save those elements into another data type, let's say string, okay, then you will get some runtime errors. Okay, because this particular list contains, it might contain boolean, it might contain character, it might contain integer, it might contain float, double, many other things, and you are storing it in string. Okay, this will give you an runtime error. And that is the reason why Java is not allowing you to store different types of data types in list 2, because we have defined list 2 as string. Okay, so while adding, it won't give you an error, right? When you say, if I say over here, this is my list, right? This is my list. And when I say abc.add, okay, when I say abc.add something, see, it's working fine. And when I say abc.add 1, see, it's working fine. Okay, it's not giving you any issues.
Can you add that ABC in one of the list below?
Okay, so
Yeah, can you add that ABC in the list below?
Okay.
Can you add that ABC in the list below?
Okay, so I'll say list dot add all and let's say ABC. Okay, now when I print this, and resolve compilation problem. Because in the type array list string is not applicable for the arguments integer.
That is because of line 95. You can comment that.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Let's dot add one. Okay, so we have DGN and one.
So now can we access this within that for each loop and print using that string for each loop?
Yeah, we can. So let's say, okay, so let's say I use this.
So that one is converted to a string now?
Okay, so what I'll do is, let's say I'll use for loop. Okay, we have this for loop method, right? And we have this list. See. Now, this is what I was trying to say. Integer cannot be cast to class Java lang.string. Can you see this now?
Yes.
So what happens is, as I said, when you keep on adding elements, it won't give you an issue because you are just trying to add an element. So it's fine to add an element. But when you try to access that particular elements, okay, then the problem will appear. Again, what we are trying to say is, each element in this particular list, or each element in this particular list, store that value in string. Now, this particular list can have n number of different types of elements, right? Even Java is we are not sure that now. Because of that,
Ajay, sorry, we are unable to hear.
Someone named Sam, can you just mute yourself?
guys, am I audible now? I have muted all the participants. There were a lot of
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So there were a lot of disturbance. Yeah. So guys, what we were saying is, when in a non-generic array list, if we try to keep on adding different types of values belonging to different data types, while adding it won't give an issue, right? Because we are just adding an element. But when you access that particular element, for accessing, what we are doing is we are using values of all the elements of this particular list, and we are trying to store it in string. And this particular list has values in different data types. Then you will be getting this issue. Even going forward also, let's assume if you want to get value of all these elements, right? If you want to get values of all these elements, and if you want to use it, you want to store it somewhere, okay? You want to store it somewhere, again in string, and you want to pass it into a different method as a parameter, again you will get this error, okay? So I'll say this won't work because, no, this will work, sorry, this won't work because of non-generic. Okay, guys. So we saw adding, and we also saw adding of multiple elements. So we can have multiple elements in another list, and you can print that particular list. Now, what we can see is we can see a removal of element. Okay. Now let's see how do you remove an element. So what I'll do is, let's delete this line because we don't need this line. So what is my final list? My final list says, let me run. Okay, this is my final list. Over here, this is my final list. Okay, now I want to remove. We have seen addition of an element, right? Now let's see, I want to remove a specific element. So my list name is list dot, the way we have add, in a similar pattern, we have remove. Similar pattern, we have remove. Now remove, there are two methods for remove, okay? There are two simple methods for remove. So you can use, let's say I want to remove first by the value. I want to remove first by the value. So I'll say ABC1. Let's say ABC1. and I'll say remove. So this is list dot remove, and then again I'll say print my list. I want to print my list. Okay, so this was my earlier ABC1 this thing, and then after removing, ABC1 is removed from the list. ABC1 is removed from the list. Okay, guys. Now there are other ways. Now this is my final list. I'll store it over here. Now this is my final list. Now again I'll say list dot, I'll say remove. Okay, and index. What I'll say is index at the 0th location. No, let's say first location. Okay, I want to say list dot remove at the first location. So at the first location, what do we have? We have Yamaha. Okay, let me print again, right? So I'll say list. Okay, so now Yamaha is removed from this particular list. Okay, Yamaha is removed from this particular list. So while adding also, we had two methods, right? If you want to add, you can add it in the end, and you can add at a specific position. In a similar fashion, while removing, you can remove by the text, by the value, or you can remove by the indexes. Okay, you can remove by the indexes. Now, the same way we saw adding of element, right? Now, Vijay and Yamaha, these particular elements were added from list 2. These particular elements were added from, now let me paste this. This is my final list now. Okay. This is my final list. Now, let's say I want to list dot remove. Okay, and I'll say collections. I want to remove a specific collection. That is a specific list. I can pass list 2. Okay, so what this particular, let me print, I'll say list. Okay, now what this particular remove all will do is all the elements which were present in list 2, all the elements which were present in list 2 will be removed from list. Earlier we were removing a specific element. Now we are trying to remove all the elements from a list using another list. So all the elements which are present in list 2, please remove those elements from my list. And what are the elements which are present in list 2? So we had list 2 dot add Vijay and list 2 dot add Yamaha. Okay, let's do one thing. I'll say list 2. Okay, so in list 2 we had Vijay and Yamaha. So this was my original list. Okay, and in list 2 I had Vijay and Yamaha. So I am saying from my list remove all the elements which are present in list 2, that is Vijay and Yamaha. So these two particular elements have been removed from my original list. This is similar to add, right? Where we added all the elements of a list to my list. Okay, we added all the elements of my list to a list. In a similar fashion, we can remove all the elements from a list from my list. Okay, guys, this was remove all. Now there is one more method wherein we can simply use clear. Now what is this clear method? This will remove all of the elements from the list. Let's not clear list, let's clear list 2. Okay, so when I say list 2, okay, now when I print this, your list 2 is empty. Okay, guys, so initially we had in list 2 we had Vijay and Yamaha. Now after using this method, list 2 dot clear, all the elements from my particular list 2 is cleared, and I have no elements in list 2. Okay, guys, and just is one more method. I would just like to show you one small method. This is like, let's assume, so basically when you try to start working on methods, so what you do, let's assume you want to open a file. Okay, so in terms of exception handling, what do? You do not directly open a file, you try to open a file. Okay, you see if that particular file is present or not. Okay, let's say if you want to add two numbers. Okay, so when some method is calling and if they are passing some number, okay, and if the numbers are null, okay, so you directly return some message, okay, that the numbers are null, something like that. So what you do is you check those particular variables, and then you start on performing action. So let's say when someone says I have a list, okay, do something on this particular list. I have a list, do something on this particular list. So the best practice is first you should check if that list contains elements or no. If that list contains elements or no. So I'll say list2 dot. What is the method? List2 dot is, let's see if there is a method, is empty. This is a Boolean method, okay. This is empty is a method which will return you a Boolean. Boolean as in true or false value. So if this list is empty, yes, this list is empty, it will return you true. Okay. If this list is not empty, it will return you vice versa, that is false. Let's see. I'll return this. Okay. So there are two ways. You can simply have a variable. You can say Boolean, bool is equal to this, and you can say print this. Okay. It's saying true. Now, the other way is I can say directly, I can say list dot is empty. Directly I can say list dot is empty. Let's see, false. Okay, because my list, this is my list and this was my list too. Okay, my list is not empty, right? This is not empty. That is why it is returning you false. But my list 2, if you see here, my list 2 is empty, right? Since list 2 is empty, this particular method is returning you true. So when someone says that I'm passing you a list, okay, you have to perform some operations using this list. So first you have to check if this list is empty or not. Okay, so this was one last method pending. So I have covered is empty method as well. Okay, guys. So there are a lot of things I think we have covered today, the entire array list, and the session was also too long. So we have covered array list declaration. That how do you declare an array list? So simple array list, you have to define the data type. Okay, whenever you are declaring an array list, you have to define a data type, string or integer. You have to define the variable is equal to new array list. You can add elements into an array list. You can simply say the variable name dot add is the method, and you can pass the values. If you want to print the entire list, simply pass the name of the list. Okay, and if you want to print each element of that particular list, then you have to use some looping concept. Then you have to use some looping, wherein you can loop through the list. So there are a couple of ways. We have seen iterator, right? So we have seen iterator. So I want to apply iterator on this particular list. Okay, so I'll say while iterator has next. So whenever there is a has next is returning true, there is a value, keep on printing that particular value. Okay, then we saw using a for each loop. So for each of the elements in list, print that particular element. Okay, then we have seen set, wherein we can have getter and setters, right? So we can set a particular value, that means update, and then you can get value from a particular index. Okay, then we saw sorting of our list, and after sorting you can print it again. And then we have saw traversal using for loop. So this is the basic method. For I is equal to this, you have list.size, and you can print using get method. We saw using lambda expression, and then what we saw how we can add an entire list into my own list. Okay, so all the elements in the other list, that is list 2, will get added into your list. Okay, then in a similar fashion we saw removal of elements. So we can remove an element in two ways. Okay, first one is using the value, and the second one is using the indexes. Okay, first one is using the value, and the second one you can use index, and that particular element will be removed from that particular index. Okay, then the other one is you can remove an entire list. Okay, so let's say I have a list and that contains all the elements from some other list, list 2. And if I want to remove all the elements from list 2, you can simply use remove all method. Okay, then we saw a method as is empty. So whenever there is a list, and if that particular list is empty, this method will return you true, else it will return you false. Okay, so guys, this was more of an entire array list concept, I would say. Okay, and
Hey Ajay, one quick thing. You remove all and clear. What is different between these two? Because you use the clear and what is the clear?
Okay.
here.
So when I say remove all, okay, so remove all is to remove all the elements which are present in list 2 from this list. Okay, but this list, I'm not making this list empty. Okay, all the elements which are present in C. Okay, so here, if you see, this is my list. This is my list. And what I'm trying to say is remove all the elements from list 2. And in list 2, we had Vijay and Yamaha. Okay. After removing all the elements from list 2, the final list is this one. So remove all will remove all the elements which are present in list 2 from list. But list 2.clear will remove all the elements present in this list 2.
Okay.
Okay. So when I say,
But remove and clear both is doing same, right?
okay, so there's a difference. When I say dot remove, guys, when I say dot remove, this is removing one specific element. Dot remove is removing one specific element. So if this is the list, and if I say list dot remove 1, then Yamaha will get removed. Rest of the elements will remain same. Rest of the elements will remain same in this particular list. But when I say list dot clear, if this is my list, and when I say list dot clear, then all the elements of this particular list will get removed. This is the difference between list dot remove and list dot clear. And when I say remove all, means those elements which are present in this particular list, okay, which I have passed in as a parameter, remove these elements from my main list. Okay, so this will not empty my main list. This will only remove those elements which are present in list 2. Is this clear, guys? Or you want me to repeat this? I think it's clear now.
Yeah.
Just removing the elements of list 2 from list 2, right?
Yes. Okay, so guys, when I say list dot remove, okay, list dot remove, what is this doing? This will remove one specific element. This will remove one specific element from the index past. Will not remove all the elements. Okay, when I say list dot remove, it will remove one specific element from the index. This is the index we have passed. Okay, now when I say list dot clear, simple, remove all the element from the list. Simple, remove all the element from the list. Okay, and when I say list dot remove all, and here I pass a list name. This will say remove all the elements present in, let me have this name so that there is no issue. List 2. Okay. Remove all the elements present in list 2 from list 1. But do not remove any element of list 1, original list. Okay. So when I say remove all, it will remove all the elements of list 2 from this list, but the original elements which are already present in list, those will not be removed. Okay, this will not make your list empty. Clear, guys?
Ajay,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
Guys, it's less than a minute, okay? So the session might end anytime. So
Hello, am
Yeah.
I audible?
Yes. So yeah, so guys, what I was trying to say is the session might get any time. So I think we have covered all of the topics for today. Okay, we'll meet tomorrow, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if there are any issues, let me know. Thank you all.
Thank you.